Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing glitter slimes. This is another Black Friday restock purchase that I made, and just like the Boba Bao slimes review, I did purchase a total of 6 slimes. However, I'm going to be splitting it into 2 videos, so in this one I will be reviewing 3 of them. All of the slimes arrived great, nothing cracked or leaked. Besides the slimes, I also received this bag of extras, which included an activator pen, which is labeled, that's always great, and her business card. And here are all the slimes. Again, I'm only reviewing 3, but I wanted to show them all. They're all 7 ounces that come in these clear screw top lid containers with her slime shop logo on the top and the slime name on the side. Starting off the review, this is Strawberry Shortcake Marshmallow. It is a marshmallow foam slime that is scented strawberry shortcake and comes with strawberry clay crumbles and Fimo slices. To me, this slime doesn't smell like strawberry shortcake, it smells more like strawberry Laffy Taffy with some other strawberry scent that I can't seem to put my nose on, but it does smell good. I'm usually fond of strawberry scents, so this one does smell pretty good. The base is very smooth and glossy, which I find that to be the case with any marshmallow foam slime that I've ever played with, even ones that I've created myself. It's almost like everybody's subconsciously using the same recipe for their marshmallow foam slimes, and obviously that's not the case, but I don't know if it's the foam beads themselves that are creating a different texture or what it is, but like they all feel the same, but it's a good thing because it's just a unique texture to a marshmallow foam slime, so it's not just like a basic slime with marshmallow foam beads in it. Like, it's just a texture all in its own. I really liked the ratio of the beads to base, not too little to where you feel like it's like a semi-foam instead and you don't get a ton of crunches, but not enough to where when you stretch it out it gets extremely stringy and it's hard to keep together. Any marshmallow foam slime you play with is going to have really good ASMR. There's something about the sizing of the marshmallow beads that just seems to be perfect with slime, but since this one has such a good ratio, the ASMR is that much more elevated and it's satisfying to squish. The color is extremely pretty, like that is a perfect strawberry pink color, and there's absolutely no bead fallout, which is phenomenal because fallout, it can be really annoying, and with slimes like this one where it's like a thick and glossy, it can be hard to keep add-ins in the slime, so when bigger pieces of add-ins like the foam beads are actually staying, that's a really good thing. Of course, the more you play with this one, the more inflated it's going to get, and it does have a pretty good amount of inflation, and again, because those marshmallow beads are kind of like that medium size, it becomes very bubbly and crispy. And a really good thing about this one as well is that there's no tackiness and very minimal residue, which is hard to find with any slimes, again, that have add-ins in it that aren't like really tiny like Fimo slices. For some reason, slimes tend to just leave more residue, and so this one has like almost none. I will caution anyone who thinks about getting a marshmallow foam slime, and it's not anything to do with shops or whatever, but the more you play with them, the marshmallow foam beads disintegrate quite quickly. I think more than any other foam bead I've ever seen, so the more you play with it, the more it's going to turn into like really tiny pieces and eventually just kind of not exist. So while it's a really good texture, it's hard to keep the same texture over time. The texture while it lasts is extremely fun to play with, especially this one, so it does get 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next is Cake Batter Fudge. This is a butter slime scented cake batter fudge, and it comes with rainbow sprinkles. This one definitely seems like it has more of a complex scent to it, and the more I played with it and kind of like really tried to buckle down on what I thought it smelled like, the more I smelled to it. So at first I thought it smelled like vanilla perfume, so like a really sweet vanilla, and then I started smelling the like almond extract, but like a fake version. I always say that like scents like smell fake, but that's probably just because they're in slime, you know, they're in glue, so it's gonna smell a little weird. But if you've ever smelled almond extract, I personally think it smells like cherries, and someone tried to debate me on that one saying it doesn't, and I swear it does, and no one can tell me it doesn't. But it smells really good, and I like using it, especially in cookies, because it makes it smell heavenly. But I also smelled like that blue Hawaiian scent that a lot of people use in like tropical themed slimes. It doesn't smell like cake batter fudge, at least to me, but it smells heavenly nonetheless. The base itself is a smooth, ultra creamy, and very clay heavy butter slime, which it's good in the moment, but it's kind of like the last one where it doesn't have a huge shelf life, and the longer you play with it, at least for this one, the more that the slime is going to kind of deteriorate and you're going to be left with just plain clay. The good thing about this one though is that you can just replace it with like white glue slime and it should come back to something of the original texture. I love the simplicity to this slime. It's just a plain white slime with rainbow sprinkles in it, and I know that can be a controversial thing because there's a lot of people that want to get their money's worth, so they want a lot of add-ins, they want colors, things like that, but every once in a while I do love myself a plain white slime. This one also, because it is clay heavy, it's very holdable, it perfectly spreads, which obviously is where butter slimes got their names from, so that's awesome. And it still has really good pokes even though it's clay heavy, which you don't see a lot, and it does inflate more at a medium pace. So if you're not a huge fan of inflation, it's going to take you a little while to get it to inflate, and because it is clay heavy, again, it does deflate extremely quickly. So if you don't like inflation but want a butter slime, this one would be perfect. It's hard to tell because the sizzles are so minute, but it does have really good sizzles when it is inflated, and it's definitely my favorite way to deflate this one because the sizzles are just so cute sounding because they're so quiet, and even after inflation, it doesn't have almost any tackiness to it, which again is really rare for such a clay heavy slime. So I without a doubt love this one. Of course it gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. And last for this review is Yuzu Crisp. This is a hybrid jelly and bingsu slime that is scented yuzu, and it comes with lemon female slices on the top. So I think I mentioned it in another review where I had a yuzu scented slime. I've never tried yuzu before, so I don't know how accurate scents are when I get slimes that are scented like yuzu. But I will say for this one, as long as the other ones are accurate, this one smells like every other yuzu scent that I've smelled. You know, obviously I've never tried it, so I don't know, but most yuzu scents for me just smell very clean and crisp with like some fruity notes in there, and it just smells extremely fresh, and it's got to be one of my favorite scents. And that's really weird to say, considering I have never even tried yuzu, but it smells so good. So yellow is another one of those colors that I'm not a big fan of, like red. Red and yellow are my two least favorite colors. I guess I'm just not a fan of like the warm color side of colors, but I can't hate this one because it is so vibrant. I don't know how she got this color, but it's so freaking vibrant. It is gorgeous. And the bingsu beads are extremely packed in this one, making it extra crunchy, but what's really good is this has a jelly base to it, and while it's not a very frequently used texture for like a hybrid slime, it's usually just like a regular bingsu slime, I think a jelly base is one of the best you can use for a bingsu slime because it helps inflate it so much more because of the instant snow, and it makes the base feel even more smooth. So if you're kind of one of those people that has like sensitive hands, or you're kind of scared to try it because you think it might hurt, jelly bases would really help with that. I will say this slime does leave quite a bit of residue on my hands even before inflating it. Just taking it out of the jar, it left some residue, which usually I'm pretty tolerant with bingsu bead slimes because they just seem to leave residue. That it's just one of those textures that does. However, I am less tolerant with this one in particular because it is a jelly base, which are usually a lot smoother, can be less tacky, all those things. So I'm not really too worried about it, and it's not, you know, a horrible thing, but of course I always have to mention it. But anyways, this slime has amazing crunches, it stretches really well, and it's very satisfying to push on and just stretch out. Like, it's just one of those ones that's always satisfying to play with no matter which way you decide to play with it. And surprisingly, it's pretty easy to deflate. There was definitely more residue than I can handle, so this slime is getting 4.8 out of 5 pajamas. However, I will say it was still my favorite in this video. It is so fun to play with. And with that, that is the end of this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, comment down below your least favorite month in the year. Mine is personally September. It's still really hot, which is gross, and nothing's going on for me. I know a lot of people hate January, but like September is so much worse. I will debate that one because at least January has New Year's. Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.